What's going on, everybody? Chris Classic dropping in car vlog. Hold on, let me get you off the Bluetooth. I hope everything is well. Nobody tells you, but God loves you. Christ loves you, and I love you as well. That should make it sound clear for you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the Take It On podcast, where I talk about professional wrestling topics, and I put in my matches as Classic Alpha, professional wrestler of 13 years. So look at all my matches, look at all the content, the shorts and everything. We speak about wrestling. We speak from it. We speak from a serious side, a funny side, a wrestling side, an experience side. And while you're in the subscribing mood, make sure you subscribe to C3 Ultimate Wrestling. That is me and my wife's professional wrestling company. We've been doing it for 6 years. We've been doing it in the community of Hammond, Crown Point, and now in Dyer. February 21st, 2026. Big business, BIG business. Get your tickets. They're available now. It's in, once again, Dyer, Indiana. Harold's private venue. Tickets are $5 on Eventbrite, but they'll be $5 more at the door. Bars. Shout out to you, Raphael. God bless, God bless. So you guys don't see the name of the live, so we're going to talk about it real quick. So, Anthony Khan drops another title. There's another title to be defended in AEW. It's the national title. And apparently, from what I've read, it's supposed to be a title that will be defended on AEW, New Japan, CMLL, and ROH. So you have another title that's, let's reiterate, this title can be defended on AEW, ROH, CMLL, and I said the other one. See, y'all messed me up. See, CML, AEW, ROH, and New Japan. New Japan was the last one. Despite the fact, thought it was United. I don't know what the belt is. Somebody said it was national. If that's what it is, hey, despite the fact that all the other belts that are on AEW, on New Japan, on CMLL, are on ROH, those are defended on other companies already. So what makes this belt special if the AEW champion could go to ROH and fight, or defend their belt on New Japan or CMLL? Like, this is not nothing new of them. Why are you adding another belt? And I've been telling people since, last year, this belt stuff is crazy. This belt, it's too many belts. It is too many belts. It's too many belts. And I know some people are like, hey, it gives other people an opportunity and blah, 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 blah. No, it's too many belts. AEW only been around, 5-6 years? And y'all got all of these belts. Everybody has a belt. Everybody's a champion over there. Jeez, man. With the Continental, is it a mix between? Because I thought the Continental, it was like two belts. It was like, okay, first of all, the Continental belt, they had like a Continental belt, then they had like an international belt, and then that was supposed to be fused together. Because at one point, when they did the Continental Classic, the belts were supposed to be fused with the Continental Classic, the New Japan belt, and I believe the ROH belt. But when Eddie Kingston won, they didn't put them together. He winded up losing them like one by one. So I don't know what's going on. I don't even think AEW know what's going on. So are you saying the Continental and the International went together? Is that the new national title, or are they just adding a new title altogether? Because I do know that two titles got fused. It's too many belts. Even then, it's too many belts. It is too many belts. And then on top of that, you also have the women's championship belt. So now the women, you could be your AEW Women's World Champion. You could be the TBS champion. Then you can also go for the tag team, because they do share and spotlight a lot of the women. When Don Callis wished the new guys that it has. So I see, and that's the thing. It's so confusing. To me, it's so confusing. And on top of that, the Owen Hart Cup. Now, usually people don't rock with the title after a few months. Mercedes is still rocking with hers and contributing to her 12 championships that she's about to have. And she's about to go against somebody else for a belt. She may be 13 belt Monet. Just saying. But still, I think that it is a problem, not even just with AEW, with the WWE too. So, still, I think it's a little crazy. But yeah, it's too many belts. His name is Okada. What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, I know Okada has the belts. I know he fused the belts because he faced like Kenny. Because Kenny had like the Continental belt or something like that, or the International. I know they fused it, but then now there's this new national title. Give me a second, y'all. I gotta respond to my wife. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, Kenny had the International belt and he had the other one. So they fused two belts to basically make another belt. So they was like, okay, we have too many belts, so let's fuse two belts and drop this belt. So now they're doing some kind of gauntlet to where whoever wins the gauntlet will be the new champion. Why are we, like, I don't understand why this belt is so special if all the other belts that people have in AEW, ROH, and all these other companies, they already defend them in other companies. So what makes this belt special? See, this is the thing. You should want to be a champion, and the championship belt should make you want to feel special. People say the man makes the title, not the title make the man. And I understand fully what that means, but if everybody walks around with the belt, that is very, very crazy. Eddie Kingston had 3 belts at one time. 3 belts. Okada had 2 belts. Monet has 12 going on 13. Like, to me, it's an oversaturation of belts. I've talked about it in the WWE. Okay, they have different brands. But now I don't like the aesthetic because one world title is way better, more prestigious than the other world title. That's why they keep fusing those together, which is weird. Remember, the WWE title and the original World Heavyweight title, they wound up fusing those together, and then you had the WWE title, then you had the Universal Championship. Mind you, the Universal Championship is one of the dumbest names for a championship, and I think they finally understood that. So y'all fused the World Heavyweight and the WWE title because of prestige in that, right? Y'all had that, and then when Roman was the Universal Champion, they wanted to add all the prestige to the Universal Championship because he had it for so long. He faced Brock Lesnar, and then he had those 2 belts. So that's the Universal, that's the World Heavyweight, that's the WWE title that he had all together. Then y'all fused those 3 belts together basically and made a new one, and then introduced the new World Heavyweight. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's all this fusing and stuff like that because you're trying to put more lineage into the titles and stuff like that. I remember it wasn't too long ago, people were talking about that Cody, when even John Cena was recognized as the World Heavyweight and the world title because it's supposed to be 2 belts into one. That's too confusing. That's too confusing. It's just too confusing. Just put them together. It's not 2 reigns. It's not 2 reigns. I am black. Nice to meet you. Yeah, the Universal title, that was the dumbest name for a belt. But still, they keep doing that, and they're going to keep doing that. They're going to unify the World Heavyweight and the Undisputed eventually. They're going to do that. They're just going to do that because that's just what they want to do. They're going to fuse 6 belts. They're going to call it, you can either call it the Megazord or Voltron or the Devastator Transformer, whatever you want to do. It's too many belts. It's too many belts. And then, you know, it just continues to grow. Like, one thing I will say about WWE is that basically they don't have champions jumping, doing other things and stuff like that. Now NXT is a little different. And then sometimes WWE wrestlers do go to independent shows and they wrestle there. But usually they're not on WWE's platform. They're on the lower platforms and stuff like that. And that kind of works. AEW is a little different. They're like, oh, hey, why don't we have a champion versus champion match? Why don't we do it this way? And it's just like, to me, it's just an oversaturation of belts. I wouldn't be surprised if they fuse WWE. Oh, yeah, they're going to do it. Oh, wholeheartedly. They've done it 2 times already. They're going to continue to do that. That's just something that they like doing. They like, for what reason, I don't know. Like I said, I understand why you don't have one world champion, because I do think you should have one world champion. Like, everybody should want to face the world champion, the top champion, but now you have options. Now, if you're a Royal Rumble winner, you have a choice. Hey, do you want this belt, or do you want the lower tier belt? The women too. And I understand you don't want these people to be tired. You don't want them to travel back and forth so quick. You don't want them to be here and there. SmackDown is in this state, Raw's on this state, the PLE is in another state. I definitely understand, but it doesn't mean that it needs like all these belts, like all together. You know, the women got Intercontinental belts, they got United States belts and stuff like that. Like, why couldn't a woman just have a secondary title? Like, it's just so much. And then with AEW just continues to do that. And to me, obviously, they're not going to be done. They are not going to be done when it comes to those kind of things. I mean, Athena is the ROH champion, women's champion, longest reigning champion I think even AEW has. She's teaming with Mercedes Moné, who's the all those belts that she has and stuff like that. So people already show up to other shows and platforms, and then not only that, they defend those titles on other companies and other platforms. We've seen the New Japan title and stuff with Jon Moxley and what's his name, Takeshita. We've seen all of this stuff before. We've seen it. So what is this new belt supposed to do? What makes this different? Oh, a gauntlet or a tournament. Oh, that's original for the belts. Still, I am relaxed. I hope you're relaxed. I hope you're having a great day. I'm just saying in general. But I did want to speak about that for a little bit. All these belts, man. All these belts and no pants. All these belts and no pants. Well, that's not me. That's somebody honking at this car because they're not making the right turn. I don't know what they're waiting on. It must be like an older person, because that's how they kind of drive. Then it gets old people. But still, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is alleging that after his next contract, Warrior had those 2 titles. Yeah, he said Cody says basically after his new contract he's going to retire. So most likely his contract is coming up, and a new contract is coming, unless he already signed it. Now usually contracts is probably 3 to 5 years. It depends on what kind of deal it is. I can definitely see them giving him like a 5-year contract. Mind you, he's 40 now. He is 40 now. So if he did sign a new contract and that's for 5 years, this is speculation, of course, then he'll retire at 45, allegedly. Let's be honest. I mean, this main event is very, very old. This is old. Somebody showed me a picture, and it was saying like the age of the main event compared to Raw during the Attitude Era, and it was like with The Rock, with The Undertaker, with Triple H, Stone Cold, and all of these guys, when you averaged out their ages during when they were all in the main event at the same time, it was like 35 or something like that. And when you do it for the current main event, it's like 42. That is crazy to think about. You would have thought that those guys were older, obviously, like during the main event and time and stuff like that. But I did look it up. Stone Cold, he retired when he faced The Rock in 2003. He was 39 when he retired the first time and stuff like that. And then some of the guys, either they were injured or they took a break or whatever like that. But still, it's like, wow, that's crazy. And we've talked about it. Like, man, we need younger people, man. Y'all got these people 40-something years old. I mean, we're looking at the freaking WrestleMania promo picture and stuff, and all of these guys is over 40. That's crazy. And 40 and up club at WrestleMania 41. So that's what it is. WrestleMania 41, 40 and up. That should be the name for WrestleMania 41. 42, I'm sorry. 41 already happened. WrestleMania 42, 40 and up. Yeah, that's crazy. But Cody retiring possibly at 45 or whatever long his contract is, he's had a historic career. Just his return alone was very, very historic. Regardless of how we feel about it, we feel about how he should have lost stuff and how he shouldn't have won so much stuff. He's won stuff. Tag champion. He's won 2-time undisputed champion. 2 tickets to the cookouts. He's done stuff. King of the Ring. back-to-back Royal Rumble winner, Saudi Arabia champion because he beat Gunther last year. It's other stuff that he's won too, and accolades that he made. And you know, a lot of people will love a career like that, let alone a return to the WWE and be on top of everything, and people buying your merchandise, and people are following you and stuff like that. So regardless of how we feel about it, the man has had a Hall of Fame career, and obviously he's a sure shot. He probably told him that as soon as he signed the contract. Hey, we're gonna put you in the Hall of Fame. It don't even matter. So, you know, the guy worked hard for what he got, and he worked hard for his and stuff. And, you know, him being older, he has young babies. The babies are very, very young. So obviously he wants to be there and be with his family. With wrestling, though, it's very hard to say that you're going to retire, because sometimes you're going to always want that itch to come back to wrestle. But to me, if he says like in 5 years or whatever his contract is that he wants to go, he's had a great career, right? Man, that's crazy, because I would think that even at 45, he would still be in the main event. I mean, CM Punk is the World Heavyweight Champion. He's what, 47, 45, 46, 47, one of those? Probably even older than that. You know, John Cena about to be 50. You know, he just had the undisputed title. So it's not to say like this run that he's having will be his final one, because look at all the people that are still champions at 40-something. Vince is not there. You cannot blame Vince. You cannot blame Vince for the event. Bars. You cannot blame Vince for the situations that's going on now. And I know that TKO, they have their feet and hands in the cookie jar too, obviously. They have their hands and feet in the cookie jar about the same situation. So, of course, they probably like, hey, if these people are making money, we're just going to keep them there. But this is what I'm saying. You cannot give Triple H grace if y'all didn't give Vince grace for pushing the older guys and stuff like that. Why don't we as consumers, you know, support the new people? And we try. I mean, LA Knight, everybody loves LA Knight. A lot of people like Drew, but, you know, they don't want to do something. So you don't have to watch it. And I'm not trying to encourage you to not watch something. You can do whatever you want to do. But still, Cody has a historic career in the career that he's had. He bet on himself going on the independent scene. He went on the independent scene. He had a run there. He went to Japan. He had a run there. AEW was a big thing, 2-time TNT champion and stuff like that. People liked him and stuff, you know, and then they didn't like him. And then eventually, the speculation of him coming back to WWE was a big thing. It was a big return. It was a stellar return. To return at WrestleMania is definitely a big thing. But still, didn't want to speak about that for a little bit. Like I said, AEW has too many titles. Cody Rhodes plans to retire. Most likely he's going to be a 5 or 6-time champion before he retires. You just never know. But still, I wanted to speak about it. Hope you guys enjoyed listening to me. If you looking at this after my live or whatever like that, leave comments and I'll try to get back to it as soon as I can. Hope you guys and gals have a great day. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.